Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So there's a Sephora sale that's about to happen on the 30th for 20% off for Rouge. So I guess we're gonna make a little like wish list, kind of talk about what we want, not what we're buying, what we want.
Yeah, not what we're buying, just what we want.
And we'll be curious to see your thoughts on, what you want to. Before we get into it, be sure to like and subscribe, because when we say it at the end, I fear that nobody watches that far. So, or watch till the end, whatever you want to do. But yeah, let's just get into it.
Okay, I really want to buy these freaking Rowan Beauty eyeshadow quads. Specifically the one, is it just called 1111? Or is that what they're all called? Okay, the 1111 quad specifically really calls to me. It's got these really cool, like, neutral to cool tone shades. Like, one's like kind of a greenish gunmetal silver, and the others are like rosy tone, and one's like a light champagne pink. Oh, I've heard so many good things about them, except I've heard that they crease, and even though in theory I'm like, wow, editorial queen.
I hate creasing.
When have I ever looked at my eyeshadow crease and been like, wow, I love that? Never, ever, ever, ever. And that's my main hesitation. I would love to see these in person, like to touch them. I feel like that would be the selling point for me. So far it's just been admiring from afar, but I would love to pick it up on a sale. I probably won't though.
Really, this isn't makeup, but this Atelier Vanilla Incense Cologne. Holy shit, dude. So I bought the mini size, which let me tell you, I had no idea was $30, and every time I look back on it, I'm like, $30? I still have a little bit of it left because I use it so sparingly. I'm wearing it today, and like, I can just smell it every time I breathe in. It's like, it's so...
I don't smell anything.
It's on this part of my shirt.
She doesn't like vanilla scents like that.
Oh my god, it's so good. I think I'll probably get the medium size, which is $80, so at least that's like, I can like stomach that. The big size is $140, and the big size is $235.
Oh my god.
I have never bought an expensive perfume before, so there's my hesitation with it. But this smell like lasts forever on me, and I love it so much. I love my vanilla dreams.
I really want to try Jo Malone's fragrances, except I don't wear perfume. And when I say I don't wear perfume, I mean like ever. Never, ever, ever. I will put it on if I have like something to go, like an event that I'm excited for. It's like the last step. I'm like, oh, this will amp it up because I never smell like anything. But but the Jo Malone fragrances are so expensive, so I'm like, I don't want to do that. But they sound more like fresh scents, and I just love that. I probably just want a Jo Malone candle, to be honest. Do they sell candles? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into that.
The way I want these stupid Rare Beauty blushes, I can't get them out of my mind. Like, ever since Rare Beauty launched, I would like to try a lot of things from the line, TBH. I really want to try the Liquid Luminizer in the shade Mesmerize specifically. But the blushes, the ones that I have saved are Happy, Love, and Lucky. Like a hot pink, a terracotta, and a cool pink. They look beautiful. They look perfect for clown cheeks, which is what we...
Everybody's like, they're so pigmented. And I'm like, sign me up. I don't want a subtle blush. I mean, I do sometimes, but like, never. I love clown cheeks all the time. So these just look right up our alley.
I know. I mean, they're $20. They're not that expensive, but we have so much blush.
So much blush.
I can't, when I tell you I cannot buy another, like a... What's the shade? Peachy, like a peachy pink blush. I can't buy any more of those.
We have a few.
We have like 1,000, and I don't even wear them anymore. I don't wear peachy pink blush anymore.
It's very rare that I do. Most of the time it's like a hot pink or an orange or ColourPop and Tiptoe.
Yeah, I think when I had to pan out my Nude Sticks blush, that's what turned me off.
Yeah, because you wore that bright coral. Okay, let me tell you about something I'm not going to buy, but so a few months ago, I decided, Hourglass comes out with these holiday palettes every year, these face palettes, and every year I want them so bad. So this year I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna bite the bullet, and I'm gonna buy it. Well, see,
Morals stepped in.
They do not have anything for darker skin tones. Like, they didn't, there are no second, like, palettes that are deeper. They have, most of their stuff does not work on deep skin tones. And I just don't want to buy from a company that doesn't care. So, as much as I want to try these Hourglass products, like, so unbelievably bad because they fit everything that I've ever wanted and more, I'm not going to buy them. And even so, I don't know that I'd get any use out of the actual, like, ambient lighting powders. I thought maybe I could use them to, like, set my cheek kind of area before I bronze. That would probably be the best use for them.
But nothing's going to be dewier than an unset base.
Exactly. So, there's no purpose. There's no purpose. If I could stomach someday maybe buying a blush from Hourglass, like a mini. But no, I'm not going to support them. I'm not.
And I'm not going to recommend an $80 face palette when it only encompasses light, maybe medium skin tones. Like, it's, I'm upset that Morals got in the way because we've been lusting after these for like 4 years.
But I'll live without it.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So I really want the Olaplex number 0 or something. That's the hair perfector. It's Olaplex number 0 intensive bond building hair treatment. Some people says it does Some people say it does nothing, and then other people say it's life-changing. I happen to probably be under the umbrella of life-changing if I get it. So Olaplex has changed my life in terms of hair. I went through hell. I should have shaved my head, but I didn't. And I used Olaplex to kind of nurse my hair back to health, and that was the only thing that kind of kept my hair intact through the whole, like, bleached to death process. And this number 0, you're supposed to, like, saturate your hair with it and then use the Olaplex mask and put it on top of it and then let it sit, and it's supposed to, like, amp up what Olaplex number 3 does. And Olaplex number 3 is already magic, so so I want to try it, but the amount of product in Olaplex, like the number 3 in general, is so small that the number 0 I just feel would be the same thing, like where I would use it twice and it would be out already. Because normally, like, the normal size of the Olaplex hair perfectors, I can maybe get 3 uses out of them. I think part of that's because I put it on dry hair to increase its working power. But yeah, it runs out so fast, so I'm really toying with the idea of getting this one, but it's $28 for something that I might only get a couple uses out of, so that's just a lot of money, you know?
Oh, I don't know what I want. I want more Kaja stacks so bad. Specifically, sparkling rosé. It's all shimmery wine tones. Are you joking? Are you joking? I want it so bad, and it's the only other all shimmer one that I want, because the other ones I just wouldn't use as much. But God, I want them to come out with, like, a blue one or a teal one.
Oh, don't even talk to me about teal.
Like a mint stack. Kaja,
please
hit us up. I could market your products so well. I'm telling you.
I have this really, really stupid fucking lust for Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. I have wanted this palette since it launched, and I still haven't bought it. I still have not bought it because
that's called self-control.
I don't need it. I want it so fucking bad. And then now Huda just came out with these Haze Obsessions palettes, which I was like, boring. This khaki one, oh, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Khaki one is really pretty.
That has all, has the tones.
It has the depth.
The tones.
I saw a few people review it, and some people were complaining about this, but, like, the shimmers are toppers.
You know.
Sign me up.
Yeah. I want Huda Beauty in general as a brand kind of interests me, like, a lot. Like, everything, not everything, like complexion products not so much, but their eyeshadow palettes just are so well put together. But the two big palettes I had from them, I decluttered because I wasn't using them, but they were more neutral, and Mercury Retrograde has a lot of fun colors in it. And we loved the Huda Beauty Electric palette. Like, we used the crap out of that thing, so sigh.
I want this freaking Charlotte Tilbury bronzer so bad. Like, so bad.
Yeah.
And I even saw, I wasn't gonna want it, but then I saw our friend Andrew on Twitter. I think he has a YouTube too, actually.
Yeah.
Subscribe to him.
We'll have to link him.
Yeah, I'll find him. He said that the deepest shade in it works for him, and he's pretty dark. So I'm like, well, maybe I can want it then.
Yeah.
Maybe I do want it.
See, here is where my heart says no. Okay. Hear me out. When we put that fucking thing in a project pan, it's gonna be this all over again, right? It's gonna be me complaining all day, every day that I haven't put on the same goddamn bronzer that has lasted 6 years. So that's my only qualm.
And we don't have a ton of individual bronzers. We have 2.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are in palettes, but we still have.
Well, we have more than 2, but 2 that we're not panning.
2 single bronzers.
Oh, really? Damn, look at us.
Yeah, so we pan out a lot of bronzers. So we have a bunch in palettes now, which is all fine and well.
But we still have bronzers.
Yeah, we have bronzer. So why can't I apply this logic to eyeshadow? Why can't I do that? Because with bronzer, with complexion products, I'm like, you know what? I'm set on what I have. And then I see any colorful eyeshadow that comes on the market. I'm like, wow.
Need that.
I need it expeditiously now. But
we're getting better.
we are getting better.
I feel like there, but we're getting better.
Yeah, we are doing well.
I guess bronze. Charlotte Tilbury came out with a mini Film Star Bronze and Glow palette, which I wanted the Film Star Bronze and Glow forever because everybody raves about it, and then some people say it's not worth it, some people say it is, but normally the people that say it's worth it are the people that I normally get the best recommendations from. Like, they normally give me what I need. And so they came out with a mini version, which is just genius because that's $30, so that's like a stomach, well, it's $29, but like that's like a pretty average price for like a high-end bronzer highlight duo. Whereas whatever it is originally, like goddamn near $90, it feels like $75.
No, 75 with the brush.
Oh, 75
I think
with the
it's
brush.
50 or 60.
Whatever, it's expensive as hell. So I also want to repurchase my Hollywood Flawless filter.
Unfortunately though, Charlotte Tilbury only has one version of the Film Star Bronze and Glow Duo.
Light.
So,
morals. You got me again.
goddamn morals.
Get out of my way.
Additionally, Charlotte Tilbury came out with a Pillow Talk Jewel Pot eyeshadow.
I thought you said jewel pod.
Well, that would be good too. But this thing is like, oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh, the packaging,
Stunning.
it's a cap with like freaking encapsulated rosy glitter, and it's a sheer topper. It's a sheer topper shadow, and I want it so freaking bad.
I know.
But I have ColourPop Frog, so. Is anybody else feeling like annoyed with ColourPop right now? Like, don't want to buy anything, but additionally want to buy everything?
Yes.
It's very frustrating. I want them to, I know Super Shocks are not the wave, but I want them to bring back all of their Super Shock shadows. Because they're always sold out and then they get discontinued, and I love those friggin' things so much.
So Pat McGrath launched new quads. And last year we only got 1 quad, and there were 2. I think there's 3 this year, but there's only 2 on Sephora right now.
Yeah.
But the one from last year that's no longer on Sephora, I think Pat still has it on her site. I have kicked myself in the ass every day because I didn't buy that thing. It's gorgeous. These quads are so well put together. I didn't think I would want these because they have mattes, but I think that they're just perfect.
They're just beautiful.
They've just got so many different finishes. We love our Nocturnal Nirvana one. And the one with the blue, although it doesn't have any special shades, every time I see somebody use this, I want it so bad. The blue has like purple reflex in it or something. It's so pretty and just a titch off from all of the blue with purple reflex we've seen before.
It's like a dusty blue, like a cornflower blue.
Yeah, it's not like a bright blue with purple reflex or a deep blue. It's just...
It's so grungy and fall.
And this palette could create the most beautiful, quick look.
Eye.
Oh my god. I want it so bad.
I think we will end up buying the quads.
I think we're just gonna buy the pack of them and then split the price.
We're still debating it, obviously. Like I said, we can't apply our mentality to eyeshadows, but I want all of them. I didn't want the pastel one, which is the one that's like limited on Pat's site. You can't get it on Sephora. But then I saw it, and I was like, oh, I want that so bad. Pathy just knows how to get me.
Natasha's launching a new palette.
Holy fuck. The problem is, I don't love the mattes that she chose.
I'm
Not
kind
all
of
of them.
excited for them though, because they're different than
I guess
what we
they are more
have.
like pastels. Almost.
They're like they're a lot of like dusty purples, which isn't my favorite shade ever. However, how many dusty purples do we have from Natasha Denona? How many browns do we have from Natasha Denona?
Yeah,
Okay.
they are unique
We
to
could-
her palettes. Like, so it's a whole other color story. It's like 3 multi-chromes in the middle,
Mhm.
and then we'll find a picture, obviously, and we'll
Yeah.
insert it. But and then on the sides are like, there's a couple deeper tones, like there's a darker like olive green or emerald green kind of color, and then there's like a bunch of pastels, which I don't love just looking at, but I feel like because the rows line up with the colors, it could work really well. My hesitation is multi-chromes.
Yeah, the thing that kind of calls to me that makes me want it so much is the fact that Natasha Denona palettes, like there's certain palettes like the gold palette where it looked like something that was pretty, but like, oh my god, it's too neutral. We wouldn't get any use out of it. We beat the hell out of that gold palette.
You want to see this palette, dude? Look at this thing.
We have beat the hell out of this palette. It is our favorite formula, our favorite Pat McGrath palette. I want her to release... Natasha Denona palette. I was thinking Pat McGrath earlier. I want her to release another version of this, but in like pinks and purples. Not like Leela, not like...
like this formula.
this
with pinks and
formula with
purples.
pinks and purples.
Because these shimmers knock
Divine.
every other Natasha Denona palette out of the park. This is by far her best palette ever. For the shimmers. They're so freaking good. The mattes are good too.
If you did need a high-end palette to buy, this is the
you
one.
can add this from our recommendations list. Really anything Natasha Denona we love, we have nearly all of her palettes.
But really, the thing is, we kind of have a collector's mentality with Natasha Denona, similarly kind of with Pat McGrath, where we use them, but not as much as we use like our Cleona shadows or our Be Perfect Carnival palettes and stuff like that. I'm not sure why exactly that is. I think it's just because we love like bright rainbow eyes.
Bright eyes.
What's helped us use the shades in there is when we were depotting them and putting them in like a custom palette, because then they weren't just next to all these browns or colors that we weren't gravitating towards. So I think I want to do that again, is just buy like well, we have plenty of magnetic palettes, but maybe buy another one because I love magnetic palettes. And kind of create my own custom one again with a bunch of shades, just so I can get more use out of like the special shades that I love so much from Natasha Denona. But I just think that palette would be such a good addition to our already large Natasha Denona palette collection, because I think it would pair really well with some of the other palettes from her we have. And it's one of the mini ones, so it's not $125. You know, it's a little, I mean, it's still $60, but it's less, you know. Her putting out those mini palettes has been genius. I think she's gotten a lot more customer. It does cheapen the brand.
No, I don't know that it cheapens the brand. I don't think that formula is the same. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I think it's more comparable to any high-end palette on the market.
Yeah. Whereas like the gold palette is incredibly unique.
Just so unbelievably unique. Like the textures, like everything in there is different. It has a variety of formulas. It's just so well put together. But I guess I don't find I have the same love towards all of her big palettes. Like the gold one stands out.
The green brown's like okay.
The green brown one has really, really gorgeous shimmers, but it's not my favorite color story, and it doesn't have the same like textured shimmers as that one. Neither does Leela. It has a cool like couple duochromes, but for the most part it's just metallic, so maybe it's just the gold palette. But the mattes I feel in her smaller palettes are different. Because in the gold palette, they're so deep. They don't look deep, but they build intense.
Yeah.
We had a trouble like with the palette at the beginning just because of the mattes. Because they're so deep, they're so rich, and they just blend everywhere. Like you have to be careful. But now I love it.
Pat McGrath had this Dark Star 006 kind of kit thing, and they put it back on Sephora, and it's been on sale for $65 instead of $130 for a while now. I want this so incredibly much. I couldn't tell you why. I can tell you exactly why. The video
that they put on there. This thing is beautiful.
I can't get over it. I want it so bad. But $65? Are you kidding me? I mean, at least for the quads I can justify it because it's in a quad. These are just singles. I don't use singles. Kill me now, bro. Kill me. Similarly, I want everything Pat McGrath, such as the way I want her eyeliners.
For
Lip
what?
liners. $28 for what? Oh my god.
I don't know what's really embarrassing. I want this freaking secure. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm so sorry.
Sakura.
I'm so white. It's not even funny. I want this Blossom eyeshadow palette from Violet Voss. I saw the promo picture of this and I said, that is the most boring,
It looks really bad there, but when I've seen people use
I
it.
have ever seen in my life. And look at that picture. Look at that hot pink shimmer. Are you joking? Are you joking? The shimmers in this palette,
to die for.
look so unbelievably good. After I saw people get that in PR and like start using it, I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. So I still really, really, really want the Fenty cream blushes and bronzers. So I can't tell if I would rather grab like one from Fenty or Rare Beauty or like what my thought may be. I think it would be so fucking cool if Rihanna came out with like a vault of the blushes or something, or like a stackable palette, or like a palette of the cream blushes. I think that would be so cool if Fenty Beauty did that, because it would urge me to get them.
Definitely.
I just love how unique the shades of the blushes are. I didn't like the fact that they were small originally, and now I do. Because we are into project panning and because we are trying to use a lot of the things we buy, you know, a lot. It makes sense for it to be smaller because we already had 1,000 blushes. So the fact that they're small, kind of like we got those Shop Miss A ones that even though they're $1, but like let's say that they weren't $1, let's say that they were, you know, $20. They're small, but guess what? I can use it all. For the average consumer, I can see why that would be a big deal because they normally use things up. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
We have to force ourselves to because we have so much makeup. So I think, man, I just want them so bad. The cream bronzers, everybody that got the cream bronzers like consistently uses them. Or the people that I watch anyway, they fucking love those bronzers.
I know, I want them, but I'm also like,
we have Salt New York.
we have Salt New York. Like,
Yeah.
Salt New York kicked Milk Makeup bronzer stick.
I know, we shouldn't even bought the full size because now we have Salt New York.
Oh my gosh. It's still I still like the Milk one, but
guess
Salt
what?
New York is
There's no shade range.
better.
Honestly, there's a lot of things I would try from Fenty because I just like Fenty. I do kind of want their little gloss bomb set.
highlighters.
Oh, Fenty highlighters are to die for. I want the diamond
glittery
bombs.
Yeah.
But what was I saying?
Oh, sorry. You want more from Fenty specifically?
Oh, I do want the black style lip paint. I think that'd be
Yeah.
nice to have. I've heard really good things about that formula. But Maybelline came out with the black one, so like, why would I buy Fenty when I can buy Maybelline? But I like the idea of Fenty. I mean, I do kind of want their little mini gloss bomb set, even though I'm not a Fenty gloss bomb fan. Twitter knows this, and they got very upset with me. I don't like the smell of the gloss bombs. They make me physically ill. Putting them on, like, literally makes my stomach turn. It's a gorgeous formula. There's nothing wrong with the formula. I like the colors that they're coming out with. They're really cool. And so that's why I want to get them. And they're minis. Again, with the minis, makes sense now in my brain. I used to never use minis. Now I'm like, minis, love that. We're trying to avoid lip products because we have a lot of them.
Well, if project panning has taught me anything, it's that lip products, at
a
least
lot longer.
lipsticks, take
than
a
you
lot longer to finish up than you might imagine. Like, I've been using Tiptoe from ColourPop. I don't wear it every day anymore like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wearing it every day for months and months and months, and I swear I saw no progress. And I've been using it more as a cream blush lately, just so I can, once it gets colder out, I love switching out my lip colors, like even to different nudes is just great for me. So I have been reaching for it on my lips, but wow, it's a beautiful cream blush, and wow, I still have a bit of it left. Like, I feel like I should have been done with it ages ago. Unless it's like a really slippy, wet, glossy formula that I can just slap on any time of the day, I won't be reapplying it, so.
And for some reason, I do want to try the Milk Hydro Grip Primer.
I do too.
I would probably, if I tried it, I would get the mini. You know, because minis. That is one thing I will give Milk credit for. They come out with minis, and it has been genius. I love the minis.
Do they have any more shades of that oil stick?
No, I think we have all of them.
We only have 2.
Oh, there's 3 then. Milk Makeup Glow Oil Lip Plus Cheek things that Vic loves so much.
Oh.
I need to try them more, to like use them more because Vic loves them, but
They're so
I
good.
never touch them. They look like this. They're tiny. And
They're very sheer too.
Yeah, they're just sheer and balmy, so they're good to like top your blush with pretty much to add like a shine. So they're really pretty. But there's 2 other shades. One is in Glimmer and Astro. Astro, I don't know if we get any use out of because it's plum.
It's too swatched.
But Glimmer is a mauve shimmer. It looks more toasty to me, but it's very pretty, and they're $15 and they're tiny, so they actually make sense because you would actually use them through. But I think that, I mean, we don't really want for much right now, TBH.
I mean, there are things that I'm like, oh, I would love to have that, but not a lot that I'm like
dying
forcing myself to not buy.
Because we're getting better at this.
Well, because I've been doing a lot of shop my stash type eye looks. Like for this eye look today, there's Taylor Graham MUI. I was inspired by her. She was inspired by someone else, but I don't remember who it is right now off the top of my head.
Put it on the screen.
I'll put it on the screen. Well, Rachel will put it on the screen. But anyway, I wanted to use all the things that she used, which I don't remember what they are at the moment. It was probably Melt something or other.
But we don't like Melt.
I don't like Melt's eyeshadow formula, at least not from the Gemini palette, so I don't trust their other stuff. So I just used other things. I didn't even use a Carnival palette. Well, I used one Carnival palette. And then I used like a Coastal Scents single and a ColourPop glitter and my Profusion palette. Like, you can find what you need in your own collection, assuming that you have a range of stuff. But yeah, like I don't need to buy other palettes to make eye looks that I have colors of, you know? The only kind of things that tempt me really are
sheer shimmers.
Really pretty shimmer shadows. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But I mean, I guess, yeah, that's kind of all for our video. Depending on when this goes up, would you guys like a recommendations video? I don't know if you would want one. We don't have that many.
Yeah, it would be the same from last year, essentially.
I don't know if we made
Did
one
we
last
even
year.
make one last year?
I think we did, and then we had to scrap it.
Here, let's condense it for you. Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter.
Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb. That's it.
End.
End scene. So, yeah, those are our recommendations. But, you know, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know we're always psycho and have no filter. I did want to mention I'm using the Shop SA eye primer again, and it seems to be working pretty well. Am I creasing?
No.
Am I? No.
It's actually really, really, really good.
I didn't expect, I think it almost is as good as MAC Paint Pot, maybe even better.
Yeah.
So we'll obviously keep you updated, but so far, so good on that. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video. Bye!